Hey everyone, welcome to today's deep dive. We're going to be looking into something that is literally the heartbeat of an entire nation, football in Brazil. Now, you might be thinking, hey, I know what soccer is. You know, a ball, two nets, 90 minutes of running around. But honestly, if you apply that textbook definition to Brazil, you are completely missing the mark. Let's jump right in and see why.
Soccer isn't just a game in Brazil. See that word just? It is doing a ton of heavy lifting here. It completely shatters our baseline definition of the sport. If you look at it merely as a simple athletic competition, you're really not seeing the full picture. In Brazil, football completely transcends those traditional boundaries. Just to give you an idea of the scale we're talking about, when the national team plays in the World Cup, the entire country basically hits pause. I mean it. Banks adjust their hours, schools let out early, and the streets, they go completely dead quiet, save for this massive collective roar echoing out of living rooms and local bars. It is a fully shared, immersive, national event.
So, Section 1, More Than a Game, the True Meaning of Football.
To the rest of the world, soccer might just be a game, right? A simple recreational sport you play on the weekends. But in Brazil, it equates to passion, history, and unity. The shift in logic here is profound. While an outsider might just see a game being played, the Brazilian experience is one of a deeply unifying passion. It's practically a cultural religion. Fun fact for you, Brazil is the only country to have played in every single World Cup tournament since its inception all the way back in 1930. No way, right? Every single one. That kind of relentless dedication weaves the sport right into the fabric of everyday life. It's not just an activity, it's a shared emotion that defines the national rhythm.
Moving on to Section 2, the history of Brazilian football and its revered foundation.
Now, you can't truly understand this passion without tracing its roots. The history kicks off with the sport's arrival in the late 19th century. It quickly evolved from an elite pastime into a sport of the masses, played absolutely everywhere, from the beaches to the favelas. Then we hit the era of Pelé in the mid-20th century. This was a golden age where Brazil secured 3 World Cup victories and completely revolutionized the way the sport was played. They introduced this incredible style characterized by flair, creativity, and rhythm known as ginga. Fast forward a bit and we enter the era of Marta, where the women's game absolutely took the spotlight. Marta's incredible achievements, including winning the FIFA World Player of the Year an astonishing 6 times, proved that this Brazilian magic definitely wasn't confined to a single gender. This continuous living thread of history inevitably leads us to the present reality, where these collective triumphs have forged a bond that unites the entire country.
Section 3. Legends. From Pelé to Marta, the Faces of a Nation.
To really grasp the weight of this history, we have to look at the legendary figures who actually embody it. When we talk about moving from Pelé to Marta, we're talking about spanning completely different yet equally monumental eras. Pelé, often called the King, is the only player in history to win 3 World Cups. His influence was so massive, get this, a ceasefire was famously declared during the Nigerian Civil War in 1969 just so people could watch his team play an exhibition match. It's unbelievable. Then you have Marta, universally known as the Queen of Football. She holds the all-time record for the most goals scored at World Cup tournaments by any player, period, male or female. Together, they represent the legendary male and female pillars of the sport. It proves that the Brazilian passion for football isn't just a fad tied to one specific team or one fleeting moment in time. It's a constant, enduring legacy shaped by global icons.
Which brings us to Section 4, a uniting passion, our core thesis today. Everything we've discussed so far points to one irrefutable conclusion. It's a passion that unites the country. National unity is the true ultimate power of Brazilian football. In a country as incredibly vast and diverse as Brazil, this sport serves as the ultimate common language. It bridges massive socio-economic divides. Whether you're a wealthy executive working in a high-rise in São Paulo or a kid kicking a makeshift ball in a rural village in the Amazon, you share the exact same emotional heartbeat when that national anthem plays. The stadium becomes the great equalizer. This dynamic makes a direct link between the emotion of passion and the action of unification. It shows that shared joy and shared heartbreak on the pitch weave millions of totally disparate lives into a single, cohesive identity.
So when you look at the whole journey from the early days to Pelé to Marta, you realize something amazing. History literally becomes unity. We started by redefining the game, we traveled through decades of historic milestones, and we explored the lives of its legendary faces. What we find is that these historical figures and this enduring passion connect directly to the present-day connection of the entire country. The history of the sport essentially becomes the history of the nation's unity. Every goal, Every victory and every legendary player simply adds another strong link to a chain that holds the nation together.
So, I want to leave you with this. If football unites Brazil, what is the passion that unites your world? What is that one thing in your community, your culture, or your life that goes way beyond being just a game and actually brings people together? I hope this exploration gave you a fascinating new lens to view Brazilian culture, and perhaps a new way to look at the unifying passions in your own life. Really think about it. Thanks for joining me.